Hi everyone, this is your daily tarot reading for Monday, the 16th of December 2019. Thank you for joining me. I'm using the Wheel of the Year Tarot, which is quite apt because we have the winter solstice happening this week on Sunday the 22nd, and that's when the days start to get lighter again. So that's something for us in the Northern Hemisphere to look forward to. But what we're interested in today is what Monday the 16th is going to be about. So what is it that you want to tell me? Okay. So I'm going to put that aside, that aside, that aside. Okay, so that's the way I'm picking them today. I don't know why, but that's how I'm doing it. So that one was first, that one was second, and third. We have the Ten of Swords. I'm going to move it so it doesn't reflect the light, ideally. Then we have the Four of Cups, and we have the Lovers. Really contradictory in many ways because the Ten of Swords is rock bottom. Here we've got a woman visiting a grave and mourning the dead. There's a crow, the moon is full, the swords are all pointing at her. She seems devastated. She seems like she's in duress. She seems stressed out. She's expecting the worst. Each one of these is a negative thought, the Ten of Swords. When they build up on you like this, I'll never amount to anything. I've lost my husband. My children hate me. My dad always said I was no good. I'm far too damaged to turn this around. I'm too old. It's too late. Blah, 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 and on and on and on. All these horrible, horrible, negative thoughts that we all get in our minds. I don't think all of us get them in our minds. There are some genuinely, truly, utterly happy people out there who, no, that's not true. Even those happy people have a negative thought about themselves or something else once in a while. So you start the day really at a point where it can only get better from here on in, because you start the day pretty miserably. I mean, in the sense that your expectations are low, you're expecting a whole lot of trouble from other people, you're expecting a whole bunch of negative information to come your way, you're expecting to lose your job or to get so fed up with what you're doing that you're going to walk out of your job because you can't take it anymore. But the reality is that you can turn this around, thank goodness, okay? The Four of Cups is a card that is all about perspective. Perspective is the key word for today. So you make the day what it is. You can either make it a worry fest where you hit rock bottom, or you can make it the Lovers, where you meet what you love, who you love, your soulmate, your purpose in life, your mission in life, and it is delivered and hand-fasted and stamped with approval by the angels. So it's really important that you focus on your perspective today. This young girl is looking out the window. She's got her lovely black kitty next to her. So she's lucky anyway. Look at those curtains. Look at all the red wallpaper there. And the beautiful curtains. She's got a cat. So she's wearing a dress. So this is a woman, first of all. She's got shelter. She's out of the rain. She's inside, nice and warm and dry. She's got a pet. She's got beautiful things. And all she's doing is holding her head in her hands and saying, oh, isn't it a miserable day? Isn't it raining? Isn't it horrible? Aren't I stupid? Me. Do you see the theme? When I say the me, that's a theme. It's a running tape. We can all there are certain people who just dialogue that that voice non-stop. They're totally in the grip of it. Oh, and then my foot hurts, and then I went into this, and that was a complete disaster. The reality is that she left 4 cups out, and there's a drought going on in the area, let's say, and they are fortuitously filled by this rain. First of all the flowers are going to benefit because they're getting rained on, and she has some extra water stored up. And instead of being glum that it's raining, she could be much more accurate about her life and herself if she realized how lucky she is to have all these material possessions and all this beauty around her and all this life and love and energy that's just being presented to her on a silver platter. It's actually making me a little bit irritated that she's so ungrateful. So don't be ungrateful, and that applies to all of us, especially if you feel hard done by. I sometimes feel really hard done by, and I throw a pity party for myself. I'm like, oh, poor me. You know, I have such a tough life. And if you had a life like mine, you'd understand. You'd behave the way I do as well. And that's not valid. That's not right. Everybody has a hard life. Everybody has a life that contains difficulties and that contains distractions and little things that have to be dealt with. So really don't feel hard done by and like you're the only person who everything seems to have conspired against you to make you unhappy and really down on your luck. That is not accurate. Other people don't spend their time figuring out how they can make your day miserable. Other people are worried and busy with their own problems. So it's really just looking at the positive, realizing that these negative thoughts you have about yourself really are not even worth entertaining. Look at where you live, and other people aren't always out to get you. It's not always going to be negative. So don't go into this day expecting the worst. If you do, make sure that you deliberately turn things around by being grateful for things, because gratitude is the way you get out of this boredom kind of state. Saying, universe, thank you for the rain. Thank you that I have hair and I don't have alopecia. Thank you for the money that I can buy curtains and be in this beautiful house. Thank you for the flowers. Thank you for the fact that I have a garden. I don't have a garden. So whatever state you get up in, you're in complete control, because this card is in the center of the reading and it's the number 4. 4 is security and structure. So you say, I am grateful for the roof over my head. I am grateful for a day free from active addiction. I am grateful for the bed that I've slept in. I am grateful to have family in my life. Thank you, universe. And I'm going to get out into this day now, appreciating the good things that I have. And I'm going to try and make the most of this day. Instead of everything sucks, I'm horribly unattractive, it's raining, everyone I ever loved is gone, I'm all alone, and I might as well just duvet die for the day because there's no point in getting out of bed. Do you see how powerfully those thoughts influence your whole life? I've recently realized that my whole life has happened because of me, because of the way I think, and because of the way I react to things. So today, we all have control, and we can decide to be grateful. The rains will dry up, the clouds will part, the sun will come out, and because you're grateful, the color white, purity, I think as human beings, the purest things we can do is to be grateful, to be humble, to love, to be loved, and to be of service. There may be other ways, but I'm not aware of those. So when you are grateful for what you've got, you turn yourself into this woman. She's at home under the duvet. But the one who decided to be grateful, she went out and she took a walk and said, oh, it's so nice that it's dried up now. The flowers are all going to come out. Oh, by the way, in Botswana, this is the best thing. When I was 8, 9, 10, we lived in Botswana, and it's desert, total desert. It's the Kalahari Desert. And my mother and my sister were into horse riding, and they dragged me along to this. And around the stables, everything was bone bare. It was just dry soil. It was dust and nothing. And then it rained one day, and we drove back to the stables, and I could not believe it. The entire landscape had been completely transformed with these flowers that bloom once a year in Botswana. And it was like being in a different country. It was amazing. Every inch of the land that a day before had been nothing but dead dust suddenly became a jungle of beauty. And if you are out and about today, just appreciating life, you will transform something and have great luck, because your natural perception and your accurate perception of the world, you've done well by choosing this instead of this. You are naturally connected either to the world and it makes you feel good, or to a soulmate or a kindred spirit who makes you feel connected, or you feel the love of the universe supporting you in your ventures, in your business, in the things that you do. And however this manifests for you, it's the perfect day of leaving behind the old week, really making a fresh start, saying, okay, last week was last week. This is what I've still got today, starting on Monday, and I'm going to do the best I can with it. And that's the way to make the most out of the day. Prayer, I often say, is, God, thank you for everything you've given me, everything you've taken away, and everything you've left me with. And I think that's a nice prayer to say, especially if you can't get into that attitude of gratitude. If you're like, why should I be grateful? Everything is so awful. What do I have to be grateful for? There's always something to be grateful for. And that's the key. That's the skeleton key to unlock the window so you can frolic out in the meadow with your boyfriend, with your soulmate, and the angels. If you don't, you put on your black cloak and you go and sit at the grave and feel awful. It's great to have days like this where we have a choice, because it comes down to personal responsibility. And if you take personal responsibility for your life, then it's always going to be much better. And one, you don't have to remember lies. You're telling the truth, so you don't have to have a good memory. And second of all, you're doing what you've always wanted to do. Or at least you can. If you're not even aware of yourself, or you don't take responsibility for your characteristics, then it's vague and you can't work with it. If you are informed and you know how to use it and shape it and form it into an arrow, for example, then you can shoot it and hit your goal. Number-wise, numerology, we've got 6 and 4, that's 10, and another 10 is 20. 20 reduces to 2 in numerology, and 2 in numerology, 1 and 2, is a relationship. So first and foremost, look at the relationship you have with yourself. If it's negative, brush out the negativity, make sure it's good. And then you have the potential to meet your soulmate, to fall in love, to meet him. Wouldn't it be nice to meet him? So that's what I get for you today. Please have a look at the weekly horoscope the yearly horoscopes for 2020 for your sign of the zodiac. Watch the one for your sun sign first, then the one for your rising, and finally the one for your moon sign. Those videos are for each sign of the zodiac. These daily tarot readings and the weekly horoscopes are for all signs of the zodiac, and they show how everyone is going to be affected by the energy. The monthlies and the yearlies are more specific for each sign. So I'm going to do the January ones hopefully next week. So look out for those and check out some of my other videos in the meantime. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via the website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, just click on the button to order your reading with me. In my personal readings, I use the tarot, I use astrology and numerology. I can answer any questions you may have about your life purpose, past lifetimes, job, talents, any other talents you may have, strengths and weaknesses, what your life purpose is, what's destined for you, how you can change the path that you're on, whether you are on the right path and you want to confirm that before you set off independently. I can answer any of your questions, so please do get in touch via the website. If you like this video, then please hit the subscribe button and share this video online, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.